Hello guys, this is my review for the Brevite camera backpack. I have just noticed after filming all of this video and looking on the FAQ, the name of the company is Brevite, not Brevite. So from here on in, please, every time I say Brevite, hit Brevite. I should have really looked at that before filming this video. I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry to Brevite more than anything. With no further ado, let's continue. I've owned this backpack now for about a year, just over a year. It is a product that initially started on Kickstarter. I was one of the pledges for the product, so I got one of the first batch of the product. I'm not sure if the products have changed at all since this came out. I know the company have since brought out 2 more models and they class this as the original. This is also the cheapest model and comes in at $100 to $145. The reason for the price difference is in this section where the camera is, there is a protective insert. If you order it with the protective insert, it costs $145 US. Without, it's $100. I'll speak more about and show you the protective insert later. I want to start this review just looking generally at some of the features of the bag. It's a double shoulder backpack, you've got a waist strap on there too. On the straps, you have an attachment to hold your camera cap. It only works with 58mm caps, so if you're shooting with a bigger lens than 58mm, your cap won't fit on here, which is a bit frustrating. But there you go, it's cool when you can make use of it. You've also got these little clips here which are perfect for hanging sunglasses through, and you also have a chest strap too in addition to the waist strap down here. Let's jump straight into the criticism that I do think some of the straps on the bag are really long. I know they have to be kind of like that to cater for a range of people and a range of sizes. In particular these bottom one though for the tripods seem particularly large. This down here is to clip a tripod onto the bottom, and even at full, when you open this out fully, I can't imagine many people using this bag having a tripod that big. I know you can get really big tripods, really sturdy ones, but in my opinion, the people using this bag, a casual looking bag, aren't going to be using tripods that big, so it's probably a bit unnecessary. That said, you can cut and trim these down. I've yet to do it because I'm scared to break them. When I went away to Hawaii with this bag, I did tape them up, so it was much tidier and less in the way, and it's really simple, you can do it. It's not something that should put you off getting this bag. First thing you notice is that this doesn't really look like a camera bag. It looks like a normal everyday backpack. This sort of style with the leather looking bit on the bottom is kind of the in style with backpacks at the moment. There's so many backpacks around that look like this, and when I was looking for a camera bag, I wanted something that people wouldn't look at and think that's a camera bag. Partly for security reasons, that I'd rather people not know I've got a really expensive camera in my bag. Secondly, for style reasons. When I'm going around generally, I'm not normally doing hiking type things. I'm normally going around places in casual clothes, and I wanted a bag that would fit nicely with that. This fit the bill perfectly. As I say, when I found it, it was part of a Kickstarter project and it has since been funded, so it's now widely available. As much as I love the stylings on this bag, if there was one criticism, it has to be that the leathery parts, or what are meant to be leather, do look quite shiny, quite plasticky, which kind of arguably makes the bag look a bit cheaper. I have no objection to the use of plastic rather than leather. It really doesn't matter to me. I'm sure maybe there's some practical uses, it's probably just keeping the price down though. But for me it would have been better if it was like a non-glossy type of look. The shine that's given off just really isn't the look I would choose. That said, as a whole, the bag I still love the look of. The padding on the back is good. It's not over the top. It's not a lot, but it's just about right for the bag. You don't want it to be too heavily padded out. It's got an airflow system, so your back can ventilate too when you're in warmer climates and it's hot. Coming to the front of the bag, you've got a few different sections. So you've got a top section here. The top section goes down halfway to here, if you can see that, which is where the camera section starts, and we'll go into that in a second and you'll see how that's divided off quite nicely. It's not massive, but this is a camera bag, so to me anything extra in the room to hold the camera was a bonus, and I really like the amount of room you've got here. It's normally enough for me to get the amount of camera equipment I need in, plus some extra stuff. When I went to Hawaii, this was the only backpack I took, so I had my luggage and then I had my backpack which had all my electronics and stuff like that in, and this suited me perfectly for 2 weeks. My camera including my SLR, my GoPro, a few books, my laptop, chargers, etc. So it did the job. Keeping up at the top, you also have this section right here, which is laptop holder section and just general papers and stuff I suppose that you want to keep straight. When I travelled to Hawaii, I travelled with a 15-inch MacBook Pro. fit in here really nicely with a cover on it in addition, so there's plenty of room in here for a 15-inch laptop, particularly if you're on Apple MacBooks, which are quite thin anyway. The bag weighed a lot with everything in it, but that's not their fault, that's my fault for taking so much. It certainly did a perfect job holding everything. Speaking of that, if you are going to really load this bag up with loads of gear like I did when I was travelling to Hawaii and back, it's not the most comfortable. The straps, like I say, are padded but not over padded, and they were pulling and hurting me. But I want to caveat that with the fact that I'd been wearing this bag for every day for about 2 weeks nearly, and it was loaded with all my stuff for 2 weeks. I think that's probably my fault rather than theirs. When I was using it day to day, with a more sensible amount of gear in here, it was perfectly comfortable, and I'd recommend it for somebody who is walking around wanting a casual looking bag so you can pull your camera out in casual settings. Speaking of that, and doing the photography in casual settings brings me nicely onto the camera section of this bag, because although you can go through here to get to the camera section, there is also a secondary pocket here which you can open up and takes you straight into the camera part of the bag, where you can access your camera, pull it out while it's in this sort of position, take some pictures, put it back and carry on walking, which is perfect for me with this bag. I'm sure it will be for others too, that you're not out on a photo mission, you're just out on holiday or doing whatever you're doing, but you want to be able to access your camera quickly and easily if you can. It's perfect for that. So before we access the camera section from the other main route, you've got these two sections on the front. So you've got just a small pouch section there. There's no features in there, it's just a pouch section. I quite often, if I'm going out with my smaller vlogging camera too, I will whack a couple of mini tripods in here. I also use this bag as well as for storing my gear at home, so I'll whack my tripods and my mini tripods in there and my batteries in the other section, things like that, and it does a perfectly good job of storing everything and keeping the dirt and crap off it. In the other section on the front we have slightly more features. We have some pen pockets, some of them are slightly wider, you can fit the sprays in there for cleaning your lenses. There's a battery pocket. I've got one down there. I tend to put a remote control, wireless remote in there. Loads of features in there, and then there's loads of extra room in there too. You can fit loads of little accessories in there. One more thing before we dive in to the main camera section in detail. You do have these side pockets on here, which are perfect. This pouch here for holding a bottle, which is something that I love doing. I hate buying plastic bottles when I'm out and about, and I do have a metal canister bottle which I take around with me. This is perfect. And then in this section as well, you have behind the mesh, you have a second pocket which comes with a rainproof cover, which I tend to carry around most of the time with me. It folds out and then you can just pull it straight over the bag basically. My one criticism of this is that I'm not a massive fan of the logo on it. I know it tallies with the logo that's on the bag, but printed on this rain cover it doesn't look half as cool as it does on the leather looking patch. Minor criticism, it keeps my stuff dry and I've used it rarely, had to use it rarely should I say. I can always get a different one if I wanted, so very minor criticism. I just think it'd be better black, entirely black, or with a slightly better design on it. I do however like that they've not thought the need to plaster this with their name and logo in too much detail. Obviously if this brand becomes more well known, the last thing I wanted for the security perspective was people knowing it was a camera bag. So whilst I'm not keen on it, it does the job, I make do with it. I'm sure other people out there, with being a style thing, will not have the same complaints I do. I suppose the true reason I was disappointed is that the rest of the bag is so stylish. So with no further ado, we are now at the main camera section, which, as I said earlier, you can access through the quick compartment here, or you can access into here. And this is the protective insert, which I mentioned at the beginning of the video. It's got a second zip on it, which security wise in a crowded place I think is great, because if someone's going to be getting into this section, this is where your most expensive stuff's going to be probably, so you'd have to open that and then that. Looks like most camera bags, albeit slightly smaller obviously. The whole bag isn't taken up by this protective material to separate your camera equipment, but for me it's the perfect amount of stuff when I'm out and about. When I use this bag, I've got my camera which I'll keep here, a lens normally, possibly a second lens, a flash. When I take my vlogging camera out, it can slip into here, it's perfect. My one criticism of the camera section of this bag is that I shoot with a 5D Mark III, and although it fits in here perfectly, when I access it from this route, Going in from the side exit, it is a really tight fit, and the hot shoe catches on this, and it's not particularly easy to pull out like this. It's a bit of a war to get it in and out. That said, security wise, when I'm on a train or something like that and it's really busy, I do feel slightly safer in the knowledge that it doesn't come straight out. Although you'd have to get through 2 sections anyway, so if you've got a smaller camera, I think it's still pretty safe. They're going to have to unzip it and then unvelcro it to be in. I do feel that bit safe with the 5D Mark III, that it is a bit of a nightmare to get in and out, but it is possible to get in and out. I can do it. When I first got it, I was very delicate and protective over the bag because it's not particularly cheap, so I wasn't wanting to break anything as I was pulling it in and out. Now I've mastered a bit of a technique to get it out. So if you do have a larger camera similar to the 5D Mark III, just be aware that it doesn't slide straight in and out unless changes have been made since this original bag came out. I finally want to just have a quick look at the protective insert that you get. It does come out of the bag. It's velcroed in. There's some velcro at the back of the bag there. And before we look at the insert, I'll show you the bag once it's been removed, because this divider that's in there, you can zip away and fold it down, and then you've actually got just a normal backpack. So if you were to use this, let's say, to get on holiday, once you got there, if you decided you wanted a full-size backpack because you were going to the beach and didn't want to take your cameras or whatever, you could have just a normal backpack. So that's pretty cool, really nice way to give the bag multifunction. The insert that comes out looks like this, and it's pretty padded actually, and what I like about it is that if you bought this bag and decided that it wasn't great for hiking and you do a lot of stuff like that, you could pull out this bit and you could put this into another bag. It's obviously interchangeable, these sections, so you can move them around, change them. You could even, if you wanted, just walk around and hold like this, which isn't a bad idea. If maybe you're on like a professional shoot or something, you could travel with your bag. You could get there, turn up with this bag, which is pretty small and neat, obviously on the front zipped up. And when you get there, you could just pull out your camera every time you need it and slip it back in. So yeah, it's pretty cool. This can be purchased by itself from Brevite's website. It's $45, I believe, so it's nothing groundbreaking in itself, but I just wanted to show you guys what you're getting in there. It's not entirely clear from the website, but it does appear that the protective insert is interchangeable between bags. So what I think is quite cool about it is that if I wanted to order one of the other bags, I wouldn't have to buy another insert. I could just buy the bag, save $45, and then use the insert I have in the next bag. As I say, I'm not certain on that. If you have any experience with that, please let us know in the comments below. If Brevite watch this, it'd be great to know. It's certainly not entirely clear from the website, but there is only one pocket available on the website, and it's the same price across all the bags, so I'm guessing it's cross-compatible, which I think is a pretty cool concept. There was one final bit on the bag that I forgot to mention earlier, just a little tiny compartment up here, which is got a super soft lining. It'd be perfect for sunglasses or anything else that you didn't want it to scratch, maybe a small lens or something like that. Alternatively, if you've got a second vlogging camera like I have, GoPros, things like that, it just slip in there perfectly. It's not going to scratch. I use it for all sorts of things. It's also pretty padded because of the foam soft lining. I just want to round up and remind everyone that the views in this video are mine from my use of the bag. Where I've pointed out negative things, I don't want people to think that's me being critical of the product. I absolutely love the product. I'd probably give it an 8 or 9 out of 10 as a whole. I absolutely love it. For me, the reason I purchased the bag was its look. I wanted a bag which looked like a casual bag, and this fits the bill perfect. It's 10 out of 10 for that. And the only reason I'm not giving it higher than an 8 or a 9 is because it has to be absolutely mind-blowing to get a 10, and there are a few little criticisms I had, like I said in this video, but all of those criticisms are very minor, small criticisms which can be altered yourself, or were certainly not enough to put me off wanting to use the bag. This is definitely a product I'd recommend, especially if you're looking for a casual, cool-looking bag like I was. I'll link below to Brevite's website so you can go and purchase this product if you wish. As I say on the website now, they have a couple of other bags. They're both slightly different looking but keep the same sort of style. They both definitely look pretty cool. In all honesty, I don't know which of the three I'd have gone for now if I had the choice between them all, but the original one being the cheapest would probably sway me towards going for that one, although some of the others are slightly bigger, so if you're going to be using it for hiking and things like that, it may be better. I'd be interested to know as well, maybe the others do have a bit more padding on the shoulders, so when you've got it loaded up, it's designed for carrying more stuff around. If you have a Brevite bag, maybe one of the new ones, it'd be awesome to have your comments below. I'm sure there's people watching this video in addition to myself who are interested to know what the other bags in the line are like. So please do drop us a message in there and let us know what you think. If this video has been useful to you, please press the like button, and it'd be awesome if you checked out some of the videos on my channel. This is slightly different to some of the other stuff on there. But please do check them out. Let me know what you think. And hopefully I'll see you soon. If you do decide you like the other videos, hit subscribe and you'll be notified whenever the videos go live. Cheers guys, see you soon.